students, in this video we are going to learn about introduction to microeconomics, that is second volume in economics. In the previous video we learned about the introduction to statistics. Simultaneously we can learn both the volumes. These are the topics we are going to cover in this chapter, that is meaning of goods, services, individual, resource, meaning of economics, economy, types of economy, economic problem, why an economic problem arises, central problems of an economy, production possibility frontier, positive and normative economics, micro and macroeconomics. We shall divide the topics into two sessions. We shall complete till central problems of an economy for better understanding, and the remaining in the next session. Now let's begin the session with the key terms used in microeconomics. The first term is goods. It means physical, tangible objects used to satisfy people's wants and needs. That is, tangible means goods which we can see and touch. Example, TV, furniture, automobiles, etc. The next one is services. Services means the intangible satisfaction of wants and needs. Services are invisible. We can only feel. For example, the services of doctor, lawyer, teacher can be only felt, but it is invisible to our naked eyes. The other examples of services are goodwill, brand image, etc. The other names used to denote goods are products, commodities, things, etc. In economics, goods implies services also, unless otherwise specified. Goods and services satisfy human wants. The next key term used in microeconomics is individual. It means an individual decision making unit. It can be a person or a group like household or firm, etc. So here in microeconomics, we deal only with individual units, not the aggregates. The next important term used in microeconomics is resources. Here we mean three types of resources, that is physical resources, capital resources and human resources. It means those goods and services which are used to produce other goods and services. For example, land, labor, tools, machinery. Using these resources only we can produce the product. Now let's see what is the meaning of microeconomics. The term micro is derived from the Greek word mikros, which means small. So in microeconomics, we concentrate only on the small part of individuals. Here we deal with individual firm, individual producer, individual consumer. So every problem based on individuals alone are taken in the microeconomics. Here is the definition of microeconomics given by K.E. Boulding. So various economists given definition of microeconomics. Here I am explaining only this definition. Microeconomics is the study of particular firm, particular household, individual prices, wages, incomes, individual industry, particular commodities. So here we study the problems of all individuals, not the aggregates or total. So all the aggregates and total will be learnt in the macroeconomics, whereas study of individuals is called microeconomics. In statistics, we learned the meaning of economy. So economy is a system in which people get a living to satisfy wants through production, consumption, investment, exchange. So this is the meaning of economy. So now we are going to learn the types of economy. There are three different types of economy to live. So we shall discuss that. The three types of economic systems are market economy, centrally planned economy and mixed economy. Market economy is an economy where here all the decisions are taken by the individuals, that is private owners only will decide about the consumption, production, exchange and fixing the price. So all the decisions are taken only by the individuals. So government will involve only for few things, okay, for defense or law and order. So only for few things the government will interfere. So all the other decisions are taken by the individuals themselves. In this economy, it is clear that the price is determined only based on the market condition, that is based on demand and supply, not by the government. The next is centrally planned economy. See, it is otherwise called as socialist economy or controlled economy. By the name itself, we can understand. So, it is controlled fully by the government. So, all the decisions will be taken by the government. The people should obey the rules and regulations of the government. So, the important decisions like consumption, production, exchange, everything is decided only by the government. So, here everyone are treated equally. So, there is no differentiation as rich and poor because everyone will be treated equally. The last type of economy is mixed economy. So, an economy in which both public and private sector combine together to take decision is called mixed economy. So, here India is one of the example of a mixed economy where we combine both the decisions are taken by public and private sectors. Here the government will take the economic activities which give benefit for the society, that is for the social welfare of the economy, whereas profit oriented decisions are taken by the private owners, whereas in market economy they are fully profit motive, there is no social welfare motive, whereas in centrally planned economy or socialist economy, so here only they bother only about the social welfare, not about the profit motive, whereas in mixed economy both that is social welfare as well as profit motive, they work hard. The next concept we are going to discuss is about economic problems. So this concept we discussed already in the statistics, introduction to statistics. So what is the root cause of economic problem? Scarcity. So why scarcity arises? Because human wants are unlimited but resources are limited. So what is the solution for that? We can go with alternative choices. Here we are going to discuss the central problems of the economy. So as we already discussed, there are three types of economy. They are capitalist economy, socialist economy and mixed economy. In each economy, they face lot of problems. So what problems they face regarding the decision making? That is what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. First problem, what to produce. Suppose the economy is bothered only about profit motive, that is like capitalist economy, they prefer only luxury goods. Okay, and capital goods. Capital goods means the goods which are helpful to produce the other goods. So this is said to be capital goods. For example, plant and machinery. Using plant and machinery, we can produce other goods. So such type of goods can be produced only by the capitalistic economy, whereas the socialistic economy and the mixed economy, so they will produce the goods which are benefited for the social welfare of the people. In socialist economy, they prefer producing consumer goods as their social welfare motive, whereas in capitalist economy, they prefer luxury goods, inferior goods and capital goods. The next problem faced by any type of economy is how are these goods produced? That is, how to produce these goods. There are two types of techniques to produce the goods. One is using labor, the other one is using machines. That is labor intensive goods or capital intensive goods. So based on their resource, they can decide well upon whether they can use the labor technique. For example, in like India, the country like India can prefer with labor intensive technique because here we have more labor resources, whereas American countries can make use of capitalistic goods as they have good wealth. The next decision that must be taken by the economy is for whom to produce. There are two types of society, rich society and poor society. If the economy wants to satisfy rich people, they can decide upon luxury items, and if the government wants to satisfy the poor people, they can concentrate in the social welfare goods like education or health. So these things they can concentrate. So it is depending upon the economy, they can decide to whom to concentrate, either to the poor or to the rich. After concentrating all these problems, we have to concentrate in the sustainable development. What is sustainable development? We have to develop without affecting our future generation. So we have to use the resources in a optimized way, but without affecting the future generation. So that also should be taken into account. So this is very important question. Every time they used to ask 4-mark question or 6-mark question from this central problems of an economy. So you have to explain everything in detail. So I will give you the materials based on this concept. There is economic solution to solve the economic problem. So that concept we are going to discuss in the next session. Hope you understood all these concepts. If you have any